Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Building a Business. So, where are we at now? Essentially, I've pretty much finished the analysis of the business needs and got feedback from my partners, and the ball is my court. I sent out initial feelers for development companies to start working on a project. So you got to ask yourself, why is Stef looking to hire an outside company as opposed to maybe hiring a full-time developer? The reason being is that the business itself is not a development company, and the need for a full-time developer will be very limited, because once the app is developed, it will be just maintenance really in terms of ongoing coding. Not enough to justify a full-time developer. Also, let's say you had enough to have one full-time developer. That puts your business in a very vulnerable situation, because then you're dependent on one individual. You don't want to have one person who knows your code base. You want to have at least two or more, ideally. So if one guy gets sick, somebody decides to quit, for whatever reasons they disappear, you have somebody else who can take over. So for this particular project, because the business is really we're not a software business, I decided we're going to use an outside firm. They'll be able to put multiple people on this project, and then we keep them on retainer. We only may need like 10 hours a month afterwards of maintenance work on it, maybe 20. Hardly a full-time job. And at the same time, we have the resources of a properly formed software development company. And Bob's your uncle. You know, Microsoft, Apple, all the major players will outsource some aspect of their manufacturing, of their business, because it just makes sense to do so. You can't always do everything in-house. And in fact, the only thing you should do in-house, when possible, is your core competency. That's it. Whatever it is that you happen to be core at, what your key business is what you should do in-house. Everything else should be outsourced, with the assumption that they're going to be more efficient than you could be. Because if you outsource, example, software development to a third-party company who does, iOS development, and you decide for whatever reasons you want to go native mobile, and you're not a native mobile development company, then you would hire a company to take care of that, because that's all they do is write native mobile apps. They know what they're doing. They've gone through the humps and the learning curves. That's why you deal with a third-party company in that situation. Woo! So, summer is almost, well, not summer, spring is almost here. Yeah, sunny day. I'll soon be able to pull the top down. We're about 3 degrees. It's got to be about 7 degrees before you can drive around with the top down. So, I am on a fast now. I found myself pigging out too much. Coronavirus pig out. So I put on a few pounds, and so I'm going to start fasting. I used to fast on a regular basis. It was actually very good for you. Intermittent fasting is what you want to do. So that's what I'm up to now. It's a bit of a stress. There's no question about it. You got to have a bit of mental control. So what I did is I am skipping breakfast. That's the easiest way to fast, by the way. You skip breakfast. So you eat your last meal at night, whatever, 7, 8, whatever time you eat, 9. Then you don't eat until next day noon. And that way you don't go to bed hungry. And that's it. You can just work your way through the morning. I recommend fasting if you're healthy enough for it. You got to check your own medical situation. But if you're healthy enough for it, I recommend fasting on a regular basis. It's actually quite good for you. Yeah, so I do coffee though. I do drink coffee when I'm fasting. That's one thing. Nothing wrong with that.
Please, if you don't have to drive, I recommend you don't. Visibility is absolutely horrible, and even on the main roads there is a lot of snow that has accumulated, and that's causing people to go off the road. been getting a steady stream of notifications of cars and trucks that have gone off the highway and off the road. So if you don't have to drive, don't. And even